go. Yo, what's up, Twitch? It's me, Dolphin Uppercut Avenger, and my good friend, Alex Pierre.
What's up, Dolphin and Dolphets?
I love that. Nobody's ever said that before. We are in this doing topics once again. We're doing a good run. We've done this like 4 weeks in a row now. You are now our third special guest.
Hell yeah, that's a good number. Unholy number or holy number, kind of.
It's a Trinity. So, how's your day been so far?
I'm tired of shit, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
It's okay to curse, right?
Oh, yeah. Curse away.
Okay, bless. All right. Oh, yeah, no, very tired. I've just been working on a lot of different stuff, and it's like the end of the semester too for school, so like a lot of students want office hours, and then helping like other people with like some live action projects and stuff, so it's just a lot of shit. So but I mean, otherwise pretty good day. Got weirdly cold today relative to yesterday. It's kind of annoying.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was
How about you?
I was pretty freezing out there doing the rollerblading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet probably the wind is crazy when you're doing that.
Yeah, I did get I put enough work into it that I had to take the shirt off because pulling a Bear Grylls, you can't, if you're sweating and it's cold, you get hypothermia. Yeah. So I'm like, before this shirt gets soaked, I'm taking it off.
Makes sense.
Airing it all out. But they should the Dolphets out there should here's a little bit of background about you, my beloved special guest of the evening. So why don't you, do you have like an elevator pitch or like a quick like a
Sure.
bio you want to give them?
Sure. So I'm Alex Pierre. I'm a lot of different kinds of an artist, but I guess most people know me as a person who's involved in animation. I studied at the School of Visual Arts for a while. I hated it. And so I left early, and then in doing so, I started an animation studio, indie studio called Dolja. And with Dolja, we produced like several different projects. Most noteworthy, the project that we did with Open Mike Eagle for Adult Swim. We're like we were like an international group, so we're kind of like all over the place. Shortly, I'd say within a year after or so of this project, we took like a quiet hiatus, which we're somewhat still in, I guess you could say. Most of it was like a lot of my experience working as an indie and like kind of like bumping against a lot of the glass ceiling and realizing that I need to kind of like go out of my way and like on my own find like more resource and kind of like star power kind of to back up what I was doing there independently to really like push it over the hill. Since then, I've taught middle school, high school, and now I'm teaching college, which is neat. I never knew. I was never an academic person, so for me to end up teaching at fucking NYU is kind of funny. But I've kind of like play into it. And that's pretty much like now I'm teaching college, and I'm working on a secret NDA game project, and I'm working on a comic with another NDA publisher. But I think people are going to be excited when those come out. It's pretty interesting. And that's more or less it.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't really an elevator pitch, but I do what I can.
I mean, elevator pitch was probably not the right word, but it all means the same thing at the end of the day. If it's communicated in the right way, context, blah 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 blah. So, how are you spending most of your time? Like when you're drawing these days, in what context are you spending most of your time drawing?
I think I suppose like I don't know, it's hard it's hard to tell sometimes because I just kind of like work a lot. So sometimes I forget to kind of take a perspective of like where I'm really allocating the majority of my time. It feels on the surface like I spend most of my time drawing, I guess, with my comic, doing like development stuff and like boarding and testing stuff like that. Um, but also, I mean, I just end up doing a lot of drawing in general all day. I draw a fucking lot. Yeah, it just kind of it's sort of like part of I guess like my process is to like constantly be in motion, um, in a way. If that
Well, it
makes sense.
definitely shows if people pop
Mm,
into your Instagram. It looks really rad. All of your
appreciate it.
illustrations, the characters. I liked that Moon Man drawing
Mm,
that you
mm,
that you did recently.
mm. Yeah, so that's a character from the comic I'm working on. I guess I could kind of give some sense of the premise. So essentially, this was like a comic that I was working on a few years ago, initially with a different publisher than who I'm working with right now. And this was like pre kind of like Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, but
Mm.
based on a lot of my experiences and just especially being a teacher of like the like young Harlem community at the time,
Mm.
I was very adamant about making a comic that approached the idea of like the role of police in society and their relationship with the black community especially. So that design actually is a character that's very key, or I guess like multiple characters. It's the way that I handle drawing the police in the comic. And the
Whoa.
reference is to like I'm quoting kind of like the design of Mac Tonight, who was
Right.
a mascot for McDonald's. Like if you, I guess, pulled up really late at night, they were like, we need to switch up Ron a couple times, or I don't know what compelled them to do this. And eventually, like in the 2000s, at some point, kind of predating Pepe, it was co-opted as like a white supremacist like symbol. So me as an artist who often pulls and quotes McDonald's imagery, I found it kind of like interesting to kind of play with that in a way. So yeah, that's kind of quoting.
That's spectacular. I love how you took it through all of that to get
Mm,
to that character where it is now, which compared to uh Mac Tonight,
mm,
it when I saw it on your Instagram feed, I was like, wow, that's compelling. He like
mm,
turned
mm,
something that was like that I knew mostly from vaporwave
mm,
into this imposing character.
mhm. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like I really appreciate the way that Vaporwave adopted the character and kind of because Vaporwave it always gave me this feeling of like all accepting community in a way. I don't know if it's actually like that because I've never poked around, but it always kind of felt like a place where you didn't have to be so heady. You could kind of maybe be a newcomer to the genre. It seemed like very accessible. So I felt like the way that they brought in that character as this motif almost sort of like took it away from that kind of 4chan type of vibe it cultivated in the 2000s. And to the point now that when I talk about the quote that I'm trying to make with the character's design using Mac Tonight as a foundation, most people don't know what I'm talking about. And I think maybe some of that is due to the way it was repurposed by Vaporwave culture. So shout out Vaporwave. Thank you.
Oh yeah, shout out vaporwave. Definitely connected with a lot of people in the vaporwave scene. Uh,
Mm,
I've uh, I know, in terms of like being accepting, there are a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds, and as
mm,
vaporwave was a genre that came from the internet, it was
mm.
accessible to everyone across the world all at the same time, and you
Mm.
didn't need to speak English to get it. It was all
Right,
the aesthetics were there, and it was
right.
creepy and uncanny, in those classic vaporwave pieces, the original echo jams. And yeah, I've witnessed the the absolute best of the vaporwave scene when I went to the Electronicon festival in New York City, Electronicon 1, which was the first, or at least the first that I was aware of, vaporwave festival, multi-stage festival, with super big vaporwave artists like Saint Pepsi and Death Dynamic Shroud and Equipped.
Yeah,
Major.
that was such an era, huh?
Oh yeah. I actually was working a desk job at the time, very corporate, very not vaporwave job, and my boss had seen my calendar and I had set a reminder to buy tickets to the concert. And he just thought it'd be funny that, he noticed it. He was like, "Hey, Dolphin, don't forget to buy those tickets to the concert." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. You saw my calendar. Nice." And he asked me what it was. I was like, "Oh, it's a Vaporwave festival. I'm really excited." And he was like, "You don't have to set a reminder on your calendar for that. That's not going to sell out." And it sold out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it definitely would. At the time, especially with those names you just prattled off. Yeah, for sure.
Big time. In Brooklyn?
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
For sure.
In Queens, rather. At Elsewhere. Great venue. Love what they do there. Hell yeah. Vaporwave. Anyway, the show's called Topics. Do you want to hear some of the viewer submitted topics?
For sure.
And then exciting. I know you came with, this is the first time this is happening. We're going to do wild card topics presented by Alex Pierre. So let's try and go through some of these real quick. All right. Here's our first topic from Aquatic Squad member Lumina. On a scale of Bob Ross to the Duolingo owl, how threatening is your aura?
Whew. You know what? That's funny. Okay, first off, shout out whoever made that question.
Lumina really made a bunch of questions for us.
That's sick. Yeah, I like the owl bit. That's a good joke. You're funny. Which one am I? You know what? I guess in my mind, I always imagine myself as a really intense or person. So I would maybe think I'm the Duolingo owl, but like, when I talk to my students and other people, I guess I kind of am more Bob Ross. Like I've been straight up compared to like what's his name? Mr. Rogers. So I guess I'm Bob Ross. It's fucked. I wish I wasn't. I wish I was cool.
That's awesome. I definitely came from a background where I was taught to be intense. Just everybody in my environment was intense, and they communicated very intensely, and there was not a lot of patience conveyed in the communication in that environment. So I went from like in 2013 being super intense and super serious and expressing my passion in a very intense way at any time that I could, especially in like public settings or, when I was, speaking from like a platform or performing on a platform to, go to 2018 when I had been through corporate America and I'd been through many real life work environments and I decided that that's all bullshit. I just want to be
I guess that's
nice and cool.
Yeah. That's kind of how it goes, I guess. It's like once you start to realize the actual like lay of the land and just like your life in the context of it, you get this kind of perspective that's like okay, I guess there's some reason to kind of be on one in that way, especially when you're like I'm trying to move as an artist, I'm trying to whatever. But yeah, when you get that perspective, you're like, yeah, I could still kind of be serious and want to want to get where I'm going, but let me chill out because there's like other people around me, and I want to make everyone feel like okay and welcome, and think about other things, and like be this kind of caring, thoughtful person. Yeah, so hopefully people kind of like learn that earlier in their life, and that's important. I think.
I agree with you 100%. I think it's much better to build rapport with people than it is to, impose on them and, act intense like that. Anyway, the next topic, this one was submitted by Aquatic Squad member K Benediction. The horse duck hypothetical. Do you know about this one?
Is it something about like oh, can I flip this one? Can I make I think I know what it is. It's like, would you rather fight a million horse-sized ducks or a duck-sized horse something?
Yeah, let me Google it real quick.
Okay.
I don't know what it is exactly. I never actually looked it up. Duck. Horse.
In the meantime, I want to flip this question for the listeners. Would you rather eat a million? You have to do it. You have to pick one. In this scenario, would you rather eat a million duck-sized horse or eat a million horse-sized duck? Think about that. If you eat the horse-sized duck, you'll probably be done faster, but that's probably gonna be really gross, especially if it's hoof and all, But if you eat the duck-sized horse, you have some fucking duck soup, baby.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. So what do you think?
I love duck.
Yeah.
I've never eaten a horse before, so if I know where I can buy horse meat from, but I just haven't been there yet. So rather than have to subject myself to that and like just completely cold, I'd go for the duck. But the
oh yeah, for sure.
The hypothetical is if you want to fight, or it asks whether, this is from Know Your Meme, by the way, knowyourmeme.com.
Yeah. I know someone who designed the mascot of that site at some point, but
there's a mascot?
That's related. Yeah, I think it's like an anime character or something. It's right. I don't know if they still use it, but I know at a point they designed this. Anyhow, yeah. So what's this question?
It's not on the front page. Anyway, it goes, horse-sized duck refers to a hypothetical query that asks whether 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck would be victorious in battle with each other. Or there's another version of this hypothetical of which the two options the respondent would prefer to fight. So there's two versions of the question, apparently. I would say the duck, the horse-sized duck would probably win because ducks are pretty brutal, and horses aren't really built for fighting like ducks are. They kick really good, but only when they're big. When they're that small, they basically have the impact of like a rat, which in fact like a huge old duck beak would, I think, decimate.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt that duck's gonna whoop ass.
And which would I fight? Probably the horses.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I could just kick them a bunch.
Because you could just pull up with like a lawnmower and just like go to town.
You could, and if you couldn't use tools, like a duck-sized horse hoof would not have a large impact on my shins.
Yeah,
it would sting probably. It
would only make you more angry, and just like you'd have more energy to kick these horses into orbit. So
yeah, into orbit. Jesus. All right, next topic. You ready? Okay, this one is a topic that I wrote this morning. That time that Alex got a Ronald McDonald.
Okay, it's a good story. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, I really like McDonald's like imagery and like surrounding culture, just to kind of explain a bit why. is I like the notion of like someone designing something that like lives on in like the zeitgeist in such an extreme way and dynamic way, but in that moment was probably like mostly like an afterthought or like really shallow, like kids likes clowns, right? The color red and yellow is like French fries and ketchup, right? Like, and that's like the extent of their thought, and then it becomes like this thing that goes on for like twice or three times their lifetime. um yeah, so how I got so yeah, I have this like really this like, you know, those standy kind of statues of Ronald McDonald.
Hmm.
And how I got it was right after I dropped out of college and I moved back home to New Jersey, and I was helping my dad with something. I don't remember what, but I was in a car with him, and we drove past my childhood McDonald's, and I saw the statue outside. They put it next to like the drive-through sign or something to attract people. And I was like, ooh, let me cop that. Like, I mean, like, who's gonna put that outside, right? If you put that outside, it's gonna get acid rain damage. So it's like these people don't give a shit. My dad's like, no, they just put it outside for advertising. I was like, no, turn back. I'm gonna prove you wrong right now, right here. And so we go back, and then yeah, I just walk inside, and I straight up. It's so funny. So like, I straight up, I go to the counter. I'm like, hey, like, I'm a local artist. I like weird stuff. Can I have that? It's just outside. And I guess I threw them for such a like a turn that they were just like, what? Like, let me go call up the owner. So they go in the back, they call the owner of McDonald's, and then they're like, yeah, I guess you can. And so I just loaded it up into the trunk, and yeah, the rest is history. That's the homie Ron.
It's awesome. The first time I went over to Alex's place to chill, I walk in and I am immediately confronted with a Ronald McDonald statue much taller than myself. And I'm not short. I'm pretty like average like height, like
You're
towards the
definitely taller
taller
than me.
end.
Yeah.
And it was towering and I was impressed. And then I just look at Alex and I'm like, how did you get that?
I love the scale that they have in it, because it's like this weird uncanny valley where it's like it's big, it's like a big dude, but it's like a little bit bigger than the average big dude. So it's like it kind of is like encroaching on a giant, but like enough, not enough to like really like stand that ground. So yeah, it's just so like off-putting.
I believe that they made it that big because somebody said Ronald McDonald shouldn't be shorter than anybody's dad.
Damn, that makes sense. Yeah, just enough to like, yeah, break that margin.
And I don't know
Makes
how
sense.
much like basketball players and towering giants show up at McDonald's, so they probably picked like a healthy tall height.
Average. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I thought about you know, using it for rituals. Like maybe you can like put a some kind of organic matter inside to make it sentient or something like
Whoa.
that.
That's
But
the
we haven't
plot of
got there yet.
Bionicle.
Oh, really?
Dude, hold on. I gotta show this to the Twitch stream. If I reach right outside of the camera, I have this folder, and you can't see because you're not watching on Twitch or on Discord with me. This folder contains most of the Bionicle comics. Let me show it to
Wow.
It's got most of them.
What a get.
But
That's
here's the
awesome.
thing. When I was reading them, I wasn't really paying attention to how weird it actually is. And I wish I wrote the plot of Bionicle as a topic for tonight. Do you want to hear the quick rundown?
Yeah, I 100% do. I know nothing about the lore except for I just remember, or maybe it was just me putting that together, but like commercials, like 3D CGI commercials with like Linkin Park in the background.
Yes.
Was that real or okay?
It was real, and that's
Okay.
probably part of the best part of it. they had like All American Rejects. That commercial was sick.
Yeah, those commercials really got you hyped, like whether you knew what was going on or not, for sure.
Yep. So here's the rundown. There's a planet that's not Earth, and it's really big. And there are these like greater beings that live on the planet, and they made other beings to fight for their entertainment, a bunch of tribes. And in the conflicts, they did some crazy shit and exploded 2 chunks of the planet off of the planet. Kind of like Adventure Time. And now there are 2 moons that used to be part of the planet. Well, the greater beings are like, nuh-uh, no good. We want those moons back on the planet. So they build a giant robot to grab both the moons and pull them back down to the planet. That robot is Matanui. And operating the giant robot are entire cities and islands and domes. They're called domes, operated by domes full of other robots. Well, somehow in a conflict.
Wait, pause.
Yes.
Sorry. So is everyone in this like world a bionicle? Like, are those creator people like bionicle, or are they like?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Well, the creator people aren't bionicles. They're kind of like they're kind of like the kids that buy bionicle kits and then make them fight each other.
So it's like this meta thing.
Yeah, it's like the Lego movie.
I've never seen any of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
So somehow the giant robot is ejected into outer space and falls onto the water moon, and all of the domes that were inside of the giant robot's body float to the surface and become the islands that you see in the very beginning of the comics. And a good chunk of the comics is all talking about all of these islands that were created from the body of this giant robot. But towards the end,
that's a bionicle too, or
the giant robot? Yeah, the giant robot is like the biggest bionicle of all time.
That's sick.
And can be controlled from the inside. But anyway, by the end of the entire series, the main antagonist, who's just this greedy dude, who used to work on the main planet for the greater beings, he takes over the entire robot and starts causing problems. And the original main spirit or main brain of the giant robot, Matanui, the spirit's name is Matanui, has to get back into his body and finally bring the moons back down. Which I don't know his motivations for that. I guess just because that's what he was built to do. That's the whole plot of Bionicle. So giant robot, dragging moons down to crash into the planet.
That's pretty sick. I like it. I like that they did that kind of, like, I wish more of like things that kids like engaged with had like that kind of like lore and stuff. Even if it's like, you know, shoelaced in, it's like still kind of like interesting.
Yeah.
I just remember like the gold. You remember that gold faceplate one? That shit was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was sick.
Takanuva? You're talking about. Let me just pull up the comic book that has his face on it. Hold on. And not far away. Almost there. There we go. No. Wrong one. Ooh. It's a holographic comic.
Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, that character is so cool. I feel like, or I don't. I mean, I didn't know anything about what was going on, but it would like if I saw that one around, I'd be like, wow,
It's
that one's important.
the cover of this is metallic, and looking at
It's
it,
awesome.
it's much more impressive looking at it now than it was getting it for the first time. It was just excited because I was excited when I was a kid and I got this, because it was like, wow, look at this, you know, the end of this chapter of the story. But looking at the cover now, it's like they put a lot of work into that.
I bet, yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, and the designs are really cool too. Like, I think when I was a kid, I'd look at them and be like, I don't like the in-between state between like seeing it clearly as a toy and then seeing it as like a kind of like character design, because you still see like the joints and stuff like that, even if they're like illustrated. But now looking at it, it's like really intricate and like smart and original looking stuff. It was Bionicle.
And I gotta take the opportunity to, since we both appreciate the aesthetics of Bionicle and kind of this like Y2K bio future island aesthetic, like native islander aesthetic. There's an artist who is making a magazine based on the Bionicle aesthetic. Like they're putting out a zine in like tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow, and they're called Abu Blunt on Instagram, and they also make fashion eyewear out of Bionicle parts.
Wow, that's awesome. Interesting.
So shout out Abu Blunt.
Interesting. Wow.
That's one to follow. Anyway, so we covered Ronald McDonald, and we went further into giant robot Bionicle lore. And we have a bunch of topics from Devin Moon. Let's roll through these because I want to get to some wildcard topics. So shout out Devin Moon. I had a phone call with Devin right before this. Check her out on Spotify and music platforms. What plants do you want?
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm
not one of those like, okay, so here's the thing, is like my parents are like hyper obsessed with like plants and stuff, to the point where like my older sister is now environment, like a pretty noteworthy environmental scientist. Wow. Because it was just such a constant part of our upbringing.
That's
like
cool.
Most of my young life, like my dad would be forcing me to be in the yard to like make flower beds and like dig holes and like things like that. So I think like over time, like it's definitely like plants and stuff is definitely still big part of my life. Like they definitely come up in my artwork a lot. But otherwise, like I don't. Okay. I guess like my favorite plant is probably, okay, I like ferns a lot. Those are cool. I like there's this plant called like a bleeding heart. It's like a flower that looks like a heart splitting and like a drop coming out of it almost. I like those a lot. There's a number of them, but I guess I know a little bit about plants and I like them, but I'm not the kind of person to be like, let me bring these Johns inside. Like I see I see that a lot, but like I'm like, fucking, it's it's whatever. Like I don't need all that. Like it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's like a lack of maturity thing, but I have no interest in bringing that shit inside.
Hey, if you don't have the bandwidth for it, you know,
exactly.
There's plenty of plants outside, and we need more plants outside. So keep 100%. Them outside.
Yeah, I like willow trees are nice. Those kind of things.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. That's a plant that I would want on my property, is a willow tree.
For sure. Yeah.
As long as it was appropriate for the local ecosystem.
Yeah, great shapes they make.
Yeah, incredible. I used to live near one that was so nice, and then it got wrecked in like a storm, and it was so sad they had to tear it down.
Jeez.
But
bummer.
If I had plants indoors that wasn't a willow tree, it would be ferns. I feel like it would fit with my set designs really well,
Mm,
and I could use them. They'd have a lot more purpose than just decoration.
mm. But dude, think about it like this. Like imagine if money was no object and you could like build your house or like kind of like living room space around a fern tree. Oh, not a fern tree, we like a willow tree. That would be fucking nuts.
Like as a
If you could still
centerpiece.
make it like hospitable to the tree, but like yeah, that'd be wild.
I had an idea to build a house in the middle of like either an abandoned arena or like an
Mm,
abandoned airplane hangar. So it was
that'd be
like
awesome.
a massive, massive covering structure with like a hole in the roof and then like a house there. It would kind of be
Mm,
like super spooky and
mm,
uh, you know, it'd be crazy to see like a
yeah.
tree growing in there.
Yeah, for sure. Just like, yeah, just be such a, because that's what I like about. You see, that's why I don't fucking care about bringing normal plants inside. Because, like, I don't know, when I look at a tree, it just kind of reminds me, like things can become that large. Like, it's possible for something to physically grow to such a scale, and it really reminds me of like, just like the possibility in life, and like, just the idea of things that supersede even myself and my abilities. It really gives you kind of like a perspective. So to have like a tree in your living space and to like wake up and see that, I feel like it'd be like really like healthy, like just to be like, damn, yeah, like the problems I'm going through, like it actually might not be that bad because look at this big ass tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of trees that are, much, much older than many human
Yeah,
institutions.
yeah, I love that.
Next topic. I love your answer for that one, by the way. Another
Mm.
Devin Moon topic. What inspired you to start illustrating?
Hmm. Ha, funny. I can actually clock that. Most people, well, like, so I've pretty much been drawing as long as I can remember, but I can actually kind of pinpoint when it turned into like, okay, this is gonna be the rest of my life.
Oh yeah?
And yeah, maybe in an unhealthy way, but like I've learned to kind of like channel it. But yeah, so kind of like my aforementioned older sister, who's now an environmental scientist, she was like very intellectual even growing up, like to the point where it was like very well known in my town, like, oh, you're a Pierre. Actually, earlier today I was talking to my younger sister about some of the teachers that we had growing up, and just like bonding basically over like how we'd literally be like minding our own business, and then certain teachers would like, I remember there was one occasion where the G&T quote gifted and talented teacher told me that I was a disgrace to the Pierre family in
Oh
like
my
elementary
god.
school
I
because
think you
like I
told me this
wasn't,
before.
yeah, because I wasn't as smart as like my older sister, and it like a lot of stuff like that happened, and it definitely affected me at the time. But what in turn it did was there was one time around that period where I was drawing with my older sister, and she looked at what I was drawing and she was like, "Wow, that's actually better than what I made." And like she's older, so I was like, I clocked that, and I was like, okay, if I can do this better than Sue, like I'm gonna just do this. And that's pretty much it. And like it's nuts to think about. I just ended up doing that for like 20 years, like continuing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's also fun. Yeah, I like. I think another thing is like I was very shy growing up, so I like the kind of like action of like drawing something and then showing it to someone and them getting a reaction out of that, and like it's kind of like this almost like performance or like a bar trick kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it just helped me like connect with other people, I think. So yeah, this kind of thing.
That's awesome. This is actually a great lead into the next topic, which
Mm.
is oops. Uh, mm, my topic button is not working. Sorry, give me
Mm.
1 second.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Cycle through all of them. Hmm. Hmm. Hold on.
Mhm.
Very funky happenings on this. All right. Remind me not to use this piece of software for text generation ever again. How does it feel to be French? And Lumina or K Benediction wrote this one, and I can't remember which. I was having lunch with them. They were
Mm.
spouting out topics, and I couldn't keep track of
Mm.
it. One of them wrote this topic.
Well, I'm not French, as most people think I'm French because it's like Alexandre Pierre, but I'm not French. I'm half Haitian and I'm
I
half
knew it.
Indian. Yeah, and so I guess I'm French in the sense that some white people came and colonized the fuck out of that area, and then I'm French now. They gave me that name.
You think you have any
No,
European heritage?
oh yeah, they've done like the DNA thing, so yeah, that's confirmed.
Nice.
Um, but there is no real like French culture necessarily in my family. It's interesting though. There's like definitely a lot of like footprint of like French culture in Haiti. Like I'm really into like cryptids and like spooky stuff, and that'll actually get into my topic later.
Oh,
But
cool.
there's like this like kind of cryptid in Haiti called like a what should call it loup-garou. It's like basically like a werewolf, and
Cool.
that's like a kind of like French concept, I believe, and I think like other Caribbean countries also have like versions of this because of like French
That's
presence. Yeah, so there's that.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh,
Mm.
that was great. What would you be doing if not art? Another Devin Moon question topic.
If I, dude, I mean, that would be honestly like for liberating, in a way. I like, cause one thing, you know, my background as an artist, like initially, like the town that I grew up in, I'm currently in right now, it's not an art place really. Like no one here is creatively inclined, really. In fact, like I got so ahead in my program in high school, and there were so few people who were interested in art that I couldn't have like APs, and like there were no more art classes for me. So I would just take like independent studies and like cut lunch and just hang out in the art room closet and just work on portfolio. um,
Nice.
so I have this kind of disposition in myself where like I'm very into art and creative stuff, like to a really intense level. I think for people, a lot of people clock this.
Mhm.
Um, but I also have like one foot in like this kind of like everyday Joe type of vibe. I think so. I like doing jobs that are so outside of the milieu of creativity in a way too. Like for the longest time, before I was teaching high school, I was worked as a chef in Lower East Side. I was cooking like okonomiyaki and takoyaki and like yakisoba and
Mm,
things like that. I hadn't cooked before. I knew a little bit of Japanese from my work experience, and so they took me in on that. And it was fucked up, no doubt. Like I definitely saw another side of like the American workforce, and working a job that most of the time it's like immigrants who don't have like paperwork who are doing it, and they get like really taken advantage of, and like by extension, just me being there, I kind of got the same treatment. Um, but I also just I liked it. It was just felt very person to person. I liked talking to the customers. I liked talking to like the other chefs, like between cooking and stuff and closing up and like drinking like Sapporo and like just talking shit.
nice.
Yeah, I'd probably end up cooking or something like that. Or I also have this pipe dream about just opening a corner store, because that just looks like the life to me. I'm sure it's really difficult, but I just like that kind of being like an active organic part of the community and connecting with people on like a human level outside of like, oh, you're into creative stuff, let's talk really heady stuff. Like no, it's just like, how's your dad doing? Or like I prefer that kind of thing sometimes. Yeah.
I feel that.
Mm.
I am having a hard time thinking of my response to that question because all of the skill sets that I excel in, I I do so because of the art that I can create using them. So if you take art completely out of the equation, it's like,
Yeah.
what do I do? Uh, Possibly just destroy my body as a rollerblade messenger.
Hell yeah. Dude, that'd be
Just
so cool.
just rollerblading through the city full sprint every single day, delivering top secret documents and correspondences
Oh damn! It'd
for
be
an
like hackers.
extremely niche market.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I don't even know if
Thank you.
that's like a real thing, but I would make it a real thing just to, you know, it, just to avoid picking something that's actually art, something that's manual labor but still like kind of crazy and funny, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you think about that movie Hackers? As someone who's like into rollerblade now, is it like a? I think it's cool. I feel like that should be a more common pairing of aesthetics, like rollerblading and doing like some like cool like covert mission type shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's sick.
Well, it was big in the news recently in Pakistan.
Mm.
They
Oh
put
yeah,
out
the police, right?
they put out like this press kit for their police
Mhm.
force, rollerblading police force, and it was totally a joke because uh like as fun as it was and as good as marketing as it probably was for like their police department,
Mm.
you can't do law
Yeah, it's not
enforcement
gonna
on
work.
rollerblades. First of
Yeah, you just
all,
walk on grass, right?
yeah,
Just like, come get me, bitch.
there was literally like a video of a rollerblading cop, not in that place, but in another place. And
Mm,
the cop just never learned how to run upstairs on rollerblades, something that took me a while to learn how to do. And
mm.
literally, the people he were chasing just ran upstairs, and he literally just stopped at the bottom of the stairs, put his hands on his hips, and went, because they got away, and just turned around and quit.
uh, that's funny. Oh boy. What will they
Messenger, I
learn?
can see being the only practical use of
Mm,
rollerblades in
that
like a
setting.
city environment,
Mm,
because
I can
you
see it.
can rollerblade downstairs if you practice a lot, and then you can
Mm,
like go down into the subway like crazy freaking fast,
mm,
catching
mm,
all of the trains like nobody else could, getting across the city, you know. You never have to
mm.
take your skates off. You could be skating down like hallways of corporate buildings like I'm getting paid so much money to fucking do this. I'm blazing past all the
Mm.
security. They got guns pointed at me. That's the only thing that I could think of.
Hmm.
Next topic.
Hmm.
Non-art hobbies that impact your art. Thank you, Devin Moon.
Hmm. I actually don't have. That's the fucked up thing. Is like going back to the origin story that I gave you guys earlier. I because of that, I pretty much channeled all of my energy and concern into just drawing, thinking about narrative from like a young age. And like the weird part is like all through that time, I never even thought like this is gonna be my job. I was just like, this is just what I do, and this is probably all I'm ever gonna do, and I'm probably not gonna live past 30 was my thought.
Sheesh.
And yeah, I was just like, I just didn't really think about it at all. I was just like, this is just what I do. It's just how I move. And yeah, so I didn't really develop other hobbies. Like I did a lot of other stuff. Like I ran cross country, I played tennis, I did like stuff like I played guitar. I played violin from a young age, and I switched to classical guitar and learned like jazz guitar in high school. And then but I never really saw that even as like a hobby. It was just like I just do this thing because people do things. Now I'm trying to kind of like cultivate more of it. I guess listening to music has always been a big thing. I don't really know if I would really consider it a hobby. It kind of just felt like a natural extension of like drawing and stuff. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I think I
To
wrote the word hobby. I think Devin Moon was just looking for like
oh, just
other facets of
interest.
your life, which is
Oh.
a really good segue to any odd jobs that you've ever had, and have they
Hmm.
impacted your art?
Hmm. Well, definitely. Yeah, cooking definitely. I've done a lot of different kind of odd job stuff. Like I used to be a doorman in New York. I was a porter, which is basically like a handyman thing.
Mm,
In a building in New York.
mm,
What else have I done? I've yeah taught a bunch. I've tutored a lot. Yeah, like I don't know if I'd consider those necessarily odd jobs, but me teaching and my artwork, it definitely goes together. In that, like, again, kind of back to my origin story stuff. Like a lot of my experience with like the adult world, or like the world of like adults that are supposed to kind of like look after kids and like make sure they're kind of welcoming them into um, the world that we live in, and like kind of getting some sense of just like how to treat people and stuff like that from adults. Like I wasn't really satisfied with my experience with that in like a school setting, so I always had this kind of chip on my shoulder towards just like teachers, and that kind of led me to the type of narratives that I write for the animation projects and comic projects and stuff. Very much revolves around that time period, like coming of age thing. um and yeah, I guess like now that I've taught bunch of different age groups, yeah, like I have like a pretty good like perspective on my opinions of that, and I think the way I channel it into my work is a little bit more nuanced and interesting. So that's definitely helped in that sense. But I mean, it's largely the same. I think largely still a lot of teachers, a lot of people who are teachers or have jobs that are in positions where they, have to kind of do this sort of extension of like almost like child rearing or something, really shouldn't, because they are more concerned with like themselves and making money and their ego and stuff. And yeah, it's really messed up. You really can see how it, like the difference of that, like the way you kind of carry yourself and the kind of concern that's at the forefront of like your communication has an effect on kids. It's a huge difference. Yep. Is that an answer?
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer. I'm gonna have to apologize because I wasn't paying attention to any of that, because I got a notification that a very rare pair of soap shoes in my size hit the internet for sale, and I spent your entire period talking about what you were just talking about to send an offer to this person because I need this rare pair of grinding shoes from the 90s. So
did they make? I feel like that has potential to make a comeback. They should revive the brand.
Yeah,
if
me and my buddy Shoji have been talking for a long time. I don't know how interested he is in actually working on this project, but I'm only a rollerblader because they don't make soap shoes anymore. So I would actually bring my own brand of soap shoes to market if
That'd be awesome.
if I knew somebody who did 3D printing and I knew somebody who was a shoe designer that could help walk me through that. I would get to work, putting the funding together. The marketing is my specialty. I could make all the media for it. I would learn how to soap on handrails so that I could promo the goods and create media. But yeah, it's
that'd be awesome.
That's what I want to do. So sorry to completely derail this, but I'm gonna get those rare soap shoes. They are extremely rare version of soap shoes that I want so bad. So,
wasn't there like an actual like real partnership between like Sonic Adventure and soap shoes at a point? Or were they just actually just like lifting the idea and putting it in? But I feel like there was an actual collaboration or something, right?
I'm glad you asked. So I might have told you I'm actually working with the record label Virtua 94. We're putting together a tribute album for Sonic Adventure 2, the exact Sonic game that you're talking about. And in fact, they did have a brand deal with soap shoes. So Sonic is wearing soap brand grind shoes, and there are soap posters all around the San Francisco stage called City Escape.
Okay, so the whole game was part of the partnership?
Yeah,
in a sense.
Anytime you're looking at Sonic, you're looking at soap shoes in Sonic Adventure 2.
Right. Wow, that's bold.
Yeah.
Technically,
say go ahead.
Oh, that was it. That was a full thought.
Just the closing. I see. Yeah, technically you could just take any firm pair of shoes, like a hiking shoe, and you could take like an X-Acto knife, cut out a section of the sole of the shoe or the rubber bottom of the shoe, and then 3D print a grind block to fit in there, and then use like a serious adhesive to just stick it in. You'd have soap shoes. But I think you can actually 3D print the entire sole of a shoe now. They make 3D printing filament that you can use for shoe soles. So I'm like, damn, you could 3D print the sole of the shoe, the grind block of the shoe, and the support of the shoe, and you just need somebody who's handy with, sewing together shoes, and you'd have a brand new pair of soap shoes. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like Sonic Adventure 3, whenever, God, hopefully it comes out, they should bring that shit back. Just revive the whole soap brand just via this game.
I hope so. I hope they hit me up to get involved with that.
That'd be awesome.
And the patent on soap shoes ran out, so anybody can do it. It ran out in 2017. Anybody can look that up on Google. Google will actually show you all the patent information. And how it expired in 2017. Soap shoes. Next topic. Pluto deserves to be planet? Devin Moon.
Yeah. Any rock deserves to be a planet if you really think about it enough.
If you're a rock and you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Or if somebody throws you into space hard enough.
Mm-hmm. We're in space right now. Isn't that fucking nuts?
Yeah, we are. We're technically in space.
Yeah. Lord of mercy.
Here's y'all's quarter hourly reminder to hydrate lest you dehydrate. And we're finally at the featured event of the night, Wildcard Topics by Alex Pierre.
Let's fucking go.
Hit us with it.
Okay, I've got a couple of them, but the main... Okay, let me think. Which one should I lead with? So, I'm curious of like any paranormal encounters you may have had or feel like you've had. Or that you've heard of, maybe, from like a close relative or anything like that.
Yeah. The closest I ever felt to feeling like I experienced something supernatural was I'm pretty confident it was a night terror. But there was like the silhouette of like a young person, like a child, standing at the foot of my bed, and I like blinked and it was gone, and I was like, you can't see the face I'm making, but it's like a...
What is good, my fellow nerds?
We're talking about supernatural experiences. Alex, this is Lumina. Lumina, this is Alex. Lumina is the meme czar of the Aquatic Squad. One of the admins of the group.
Ooh-woo.
Like a light admin, but probably one of the most important people here. So,
yeah, nice to meet you.
I
Sounds
did that.
So
I mostly just fix things that Dolphin doesn't know how to like do on Discord.
Lumina does have much more Discord knowledge than me.
Dude, that's like me. Dude, I'm so bad at Discord. So bad. I have no idea what anything is really. My mind is still in like Skype mode. So yeah.
Lumina,
can we have a quick aside that what the hell happened? Like, why is Zoom a thing? We already had Skype. Already had Skype. What happened to Skype?
There's definitely some kind of like insider shit going on with. I don't know. It was so weird. It was just like immediate. Like I remember the day that my school that I worked at was like kind of thinking like, oh, we might go into shutdown. We might use this app called Zoom. It was such a passive thing, but it's become so important culturally. Yeah.
I'm actually very excited about some new Zoom technology that's being developed because Zoom's not a huge technology company like Microsoft. Some third-party developers are able to do some clever stuff with it, and basically in the future, if somebody else does it first, you'll be able to take every individual audio video feed in a Discord or in a Zoom call and be able to bring it into your video software like OBS or like Streamlabs or vMix without any other tools. You'll just be able to isolate it and then mix the video and audio all separately. No cropping, no screen capture, none of that.
Interesting. That's gonna be useful, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially like teaching. Yeah.
Right now, so the
I kind of want to know what the person cap for that would be, because that would be like really overwhelming in large groups.
It
100 deep.
would be. I suppose there might be like a limit to how many feeds you'd get, but it would probably start to cut down on the resolution or the bit rate of those feeds. But the technology that they use to do that is called NDI, which I'm actually using NDI to send the text on this Twitch stream from the text software into OBS to be mixed into the visual. Whoa. Also, what else is NDI?
Whoa.
Also, the video of me, it's capturing in my camera to the capture card, processed for this fancy effect, and then sent into OBS, also using the NDI tools. But yeah, NDI is what they're using to do that. Skype, you can pull feeds out of Skype using NDI right now, but on Zoom, you can only put things into Zoom via NDI. So we need a software that does both, that you could put in an NDI feed and you could take out an NDI feed. This is way over the heads of most people listening to this. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about video technology because, like we were talking about before, Alex,
it is part of your job.
It is, and more so, I'm thrilled by the creative possibilities of using all of this.
Yeah, I wish I was more like curious about this kind of thing. Like, that's a good perspective to have, is like, oh, how can I, use the potential of this to make something interesting outside of the millhouse that I would be able to otherwise with my
if I had
tools.
If I had a lot more money, all my effort would be spent on playing guitars on stage. So I'm only learning all this stuff out of necessity and then finding reasons to have fun with it.
Still good.
Don't lie, you enjoy making your overly complicated videos. Don't pretend.
Oh, well, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if I could pay somebody to do it, I'd pay them to do it. I just direct it. But like all the tech stuff, I just pay somebody else. I have to make up reasons to have fun with it. Like, what if there were like way too many video effects on this? Or like, what if I had like 6 camera angles using like all of the cell phones I could find in my house?
That sounds like
you
fun.
mean
Say what? You cut out. No more Lumina?
Me or him?
You.
Oh, I said you mean every single video that you make. Yeah. Alex, are you aware of the like aqualogs that Dolphin makes?
Not at all. Not at all. Is it multi-camera?
I'm doing clever compositing with
Dolphin.
OBS and like my VJing software, VDMX. But it's just like I just make these like video logs to just like vent and stuff and
interesting.
Keep track of time a little bit better, make my time feel like it's more full of stuff. And but I also use it as an opportunity to make video art inspired by like Namjoon Pike. Because why not? It's funny. Anyway, Lumina, we're currently on a wild card segment. Alex is dropping us mad topics. Let's hear the next one.
Wait, did you answer your parent? Oh yeah.
Why don't you ask Lumina?
Oh yeah. So nice to meet you, Lumina. Have you ever had any kind of like paranormal experience, you feel like, or do you know anybody close to you that has like convincingly had a paranormal experience?
Well, this is a two-parter because, like,
Mm,
yes, it is for myself, but it's also like for my family. A
mhm,
lot of spooky things happened when my grandfather
mm,
passed like a year ago. Um, and for a while, because of like the COVID stuff, we couldn't really like have
mm,
a or anything, and like
mhm,
technically we still haven't.
mhm.
And she decided on
You're cutting out a little
the
bit.
house and like, oh, I'm
Sorry about
sorry.
that. Mm.
Maybe my audio feed is haunted.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he wound up going like having his ashes in a mausoleum and like
Mm,
up north.
mm,
But it was like a bunch of really random stuff. Like I think their bed broke out of
mm,
nowhere, and like bunch of like lights flickering, turning off and on when like no one was in the room, and like
mm.
just stereotypical this shit is haunted stuff.
Jeez.
And I started getting like really weird dreams after he passed,
Mm,
and I wound up having like a really bad depressive episode, and really the only thing that I had like from my grandfather was one of his old sweaters that like my nana gave to me.
mm,
And like there was one day that I really 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 didn't want to go like anywhere or get out of bed, and I felt like compelled to just get the cardigan out of the closet, and then
mm,
I don't know. It was like this weird feeling, and suddenly I was like super
mm.
energized out of like nowhere, and
Wow.
I went on like a fucking 2 hour walk, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Mhm.
um,
Wow.
I know that's not like spooky haunted, but it was like
Yeah, I mean that's valid.
felt like
That's really interesting.
yeah,
Huh. Interesting. Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
crazy spooky.
I can definitely relate. Like my grandma passed like right before COVID shit. Um and it was like at a point where like it was still like it was like in China or whatever. My mom and my grandma they were like in India. My grandma lives in India. So like I couldn't go over this year. It's just like such a bummer to like go through that kind of thing.
Mm,
Yeah, not really get to process in the way you want to. That shit fucking blows.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Anyway,
Uh,
do you want my paranormal or you want me to keep it pushing?
yeah, hit us with that
I got a good
paranormal
one.
experience.
Tell us your
Uh,
spooky stories.
Spoopy.
okay, I've got a grip of them.
Whoa.
Cause you know, being I think my both of my sides of my family have like some inclination towards like some interest or something culturally inside of paranormal stuff. Like my father's side being from Haiti, you know, voodoo and like that kind of spiritual stuff is like a very big part of that.
Hmm.
And my mom, like her family was like really into doing those kind of stuff. How could I say it? Like kind of yeah, just very into like that kind of idea of like ooh like possession or like exorcism, something like
Whoa.
this. So I always kind of had it around like this kind of stuff. But yeah, I had my most interesting experience. The one that like probably freaked me out the most. Okay, so I was in high school, right? And I was in this class that was like it was like a class at a local community college that was offered at my high school for
Hmm.
like English, and I was really interested in like writing and stuff. So I was like, all right, let's do this. So I did this course, and in it we had to do some like research project or something like that. And I decided to do mine on lucid dreaming because I was like, this is interesting enough. I didn't really think about it from like a supernatural lens or anything like that. I just thought it was like some goofy pseudoscience shit, and I was like, okay, let's see what you got. And so through my research, I found that, like, to approach lucid dreaming, they say you should like record your dreams so that you can kind of get a sense of like patterns and stuff, so that you could start to recognize them as you're dreaming, and then you can kind of like decide to make your own will inside of that context once you realize it. And so I did this for a while. Like, I would wake up from a dream, I would record the audio on, like, this is like flip phone probably era or something like that, and I record it, and then like eventually, yeah, I did kind of like start to see like some patterns. And like when you lucid dream, it's not like ridiculous. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna fly or I'm gonna teleport. It's like, if you want to go somewhere, they say, you have to think of something tangible. So like, think of a door, and then walk through the door, and then convince yourself like you're in a different place.
Kind of like walking you through the steps of like accomplishing a task, like a small task.
Yeah, because it's your unconscious mind, so the bounds of logic are still kind of apply, I guess. So I did this for a while, and then I started having these really, really crazy dreams, where essentially what would happen is like, I'd be having a dream, and I would get this really strange like sensation, that like it's gonna be this certain kind of dream. And the first one of these certain kind of dreams that I had is like, I'm in my room, I'm upstairs, and I'm working at my desk. My desk at the time faced a window, and I would just be drawing, working on portfolios, something like that. And then I would hear my parents and my younger sister arguing downstairs. So from my room as I'm working, I didn't mean to get up, so I was like yelling from the desk, and I was like, "Hey guys, like stop fighting, stop fighting!" But they kept arguing. So I stopped drawing, and I go over to kind of like the area that looks the upstairs, downstairs, but looking down from this vantage point, you can't see the room in which they're arguing. It's kind of like off. And so I did this to kind of like pronounce my voice a little bit better. So I go over there, and I'm looking directly below me at nothing, but to project louder. And I'm saying the same thing, like, guys, stop fighting, stop fighting. And as I'm saying this, my cat at the time walks into my eye line, and it stops, and it's looking at me. So now I'm looking at my cat and repeating this over and over again. And as I'm doing this, my cat starts to like contort its body to like stand in a more upright position, but it's like totally failing. And it has this like gargled, really fucked voice, and it's like trying to parrot me, and it's saying like, stop fighting, but now at me. And I woke up from this dream. This was the first time I had one of these dreams. I woke up from this dream, and I was like in such shock. And it's so hard to describe, because it's not such a terrifying visage, but like the kind of feeling that you got from it was just so wrong and so unsettling that it really put me into a panic. And so, me being the dumbass that I am, was like far out. Let's keep doing it. Like, so I did this for a while longer, continuing this essay thing I was writing, and then I had like a few more dreams of this, and they would kind of escalate every time I'd have one of them. It'd be in a slightly different context, but you could always feel, it's coming, and it was like more and more intense. And so the last one of these dreams that I had, just kind of like skip over it. I was in my room, same position, drawing, that kind of thing. You kind of get the impression like, oh, it's going to be one of those dreams. You can kind of feel it. And so I was like, let me not fuck around. Let me just do normal stuff, and hopefully nothing bad will happen. It won't get too scary. And so I'm in my room working, and then at some point, I don't know what compelled me. I was like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom or something like that. And it was right next to my room. So I walk over in my dream into the bathroom, and I open the door, and it's like this big, huge room. It's totally dark, and it's like a sauna. And there's like this bench that lines the entire perimeter of the sauna thing, like I guess yeah, something you can kind of like sit on. And as I saw this, I was like, okay, I'm not into it, so I'm gonna back out. But the kind of farther, or the closer I came to the door as I was trying to back out of the room, the more the room kind of like cropped in on itself and became like smaller. So the walls were kind of coming closer to me. And it got to a point where I could kind of see into the corner, diagonal to me, there's like a figure sitting there, and it's like an old man, and as it got closer, he just gets up and he just lunges at me. And
Yikes.
so I'm like I'm like wrestling this naked, frail old man, and he's super strong. And in this kind of like fit, I was able to take him and toss him over the same vantage point that I initially looked at the cat with the first dream. Toss him off this ledge area. And at the time, I think I replaced my door because I wanted something to happen, whatever, like a lock or something like that. And so I had this door leaning up against the wall, and it was there in the dream as well. And I tossed this door over the ledge on top of the guy, and I jump over the ledge to kind of like finish the job. And I do this, and as I'm fighting him, you know, I'm trying to keep the thing down, but he's still fine, and he's like really, really strong. And from beneath the door, I can hear like these gargled meows of a cat.
Oh no.
And I woke up, you know, I woke up from that one, and that was the worst one I had, like the one I woke up and I really felt like my life was in danger. And I after that point stopped trying to do this kind of lucid dreaming. And then I spoke to a friend of mine years later who's more into like spiritual stuff, and she was like, yeah, I think like you're in like tulpa kind of territory, like you might have like willed this creature into existence based on your belief in it, something like that.
Whoa.
And I was like, okay, I'm glad I stopped, because it was a lot. Anyway, I hope you liked my
multiple
story.
anime about that topic.
Spooky shit, dude.
Major
Don't fuck with
shit.
dreams. Dreams is like some old human type shit. Like, we were not meant to remember why we forget our dreams. That's a beautiful sentence I just said. Somebody sample that.
I mean, not everyone forgets their dreams, and like, not everyone that has lucid dreams has lucid nightmares. Because you're more describing lucid nightmares, my guy.
Yeah, something.
And nightmares are barely lucid because we have like an instinct to avoid pain. So it's like, why would you manufacture like a much more stressful situation when you're just trying to rest?
I think it's more of like and actually, in fact, that's a thing in lucid dreaming. Like, the more lucid you are during a dream, the harder it is to wake up from a dream. So I think like once you have this kind of intrusive presence. Oh, I forgot to mention. So there's this theory with lucid dreaming that like if you become like adept at it enough, you're able to kind of like create a avatar for your like subconscious mind and ask it questions about yourself that normally you would suppress answers to kind of understand yourself better. So I was intrigued by this notion. And you're supposed to give that like a form that's like familiar to you or like tangible kind of thing. So I have a suspicion this cat might have been some version of this. Anyway, happy Halloween, kids.
Happy Halloween.
But it's April.
Yeah.
So there's it's kind of interesting. We've been talking about dreams because somebody in the audience is raising their hand who I know for a fact has written an album about dreams. Do you want to ask him a question about dreams, Alex?
Nope. No. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Oh, it's funny there's the option of no. Yeah.
There is the option, but here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Shoji's here.
What's up?
Wait, well,
Halloween.
Yo.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. What's up? The Dirtland men.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Mensa.
Immensely
What's up, dude?
Represent.
I love your avatar. It's really cute.
Thank you. It's me. It's me looking like how I do right now.
I like the little cat hat.
Yeah, that's my cat. I put on the cat. That's my cat.
Oh, nice. I love that. That's
Shout out
dope.
Hot Dog. Yeah.
I love Hot Dog. Happy Halloween to Hot Dog.
Happy Halloween, Hot Dog.
I'll wish her.
Alex,
what's up?
So
are we twitching out here?
We are twitching. We're on Twitch right now.
We are watching.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I heard a little bit of the conversation that that Mensa was talking about lucidity, tranquility.
You
Yeah.
also, you're gonna have to watch the clip later, but you also missed out about 40 minutes ago. I name dropped you talking about soap shoes.
Oh. Soap shoes, man. Soap shoes are fucking lit.
They're crazy.
They're so good.
But
yeah, no, I did in fact make an album about dreams, which I think what you're saying is cool, man. You got a lot of cool poetic ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
opening ASMR.
ASMR, you know, fucking. Yeah, but I wrote an album. It's called "See You When I Do." It's a slush wave vaporwave album, and it's about like the relationships that you can have with your dreaming consciousness, and like and I kind of like what you were saying about like how you can ask like your avatar like certain things about yourself. There's a lot of truth in that. I've met a lot of people that use lucid dreams to sort of work out the flaws in their life.
Right.
I've tried to lucid dream. It's really hard for me to have a lucid dream. But I feel like there's definitely that sort of like relationship with like your conscious with your as you're dreaming. It's almost like this whole different kind of like thing that you can interact with. So that's kind of what the album is about. It starts out like just like trying to like the mess of like what it takes to try to understand yourself, you know, like within your own dreams, and kind of like as the album goes on, like you sort of get more clarity. There's moments of like turbulence, there's moments of like bliss, and like at the very end you feel like you have kind of like found or like come to understand like some pieces of yourself that you didn't before, and all thanks to like, you know, being able to understand who you are when you dream a little better. Right?
Interesting.
So that's kind of what my album is about.
That's cool. Yo, someone, are you all musicians on this call right now?
Are we? Maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
Lumina, do you also make music as well? Lumina might be gone. But someone should make a album like with this kind of thought, and like for the purpose of like falling to sleep to it too.
That's kind of what I did. Like I made it so like either because I made it because like I like to listen to music while I sleep. I mean I like to I like to listen to music as I'm falling asleep, and so I kind of made it for that purpose, you know.
Interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. But no, but there's if you look into vaporwave, there's like a whole genre of like just people making music meant for sleeping. It's so good.
Yeah, I actually put Shoji's.
I just realized I was muted.
Oh no! Fuck. That sucks.
Yeah, I put Shoji's sleeping album
like,
on my
Dolphin,
sleeping playlist.
Play instruments.
Say that again, Lumina. You said something about playing an instrument. I know you play cello.
Yeah, I do play cello, or I used to when I like owned a cello. I can do like basic chords on like guitar and ukulele.
Oh, nice.
But like I don't make music, or at least not for the consumption of other people.
I feel it.
Yeah, I've been teaching myself ukulele lately.
Nice.
It's kind of like the first time I really am able to play a stringed instrument. But yeah,
I like it more than guitar because like it's more portable.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like it's
cuter.
easy to carry. It's like it's small. It's cute. You know.
they're affordable too.
I feel that kind of sentiment. I play guitar as well, and I'm kind of like that too. Like even when I taught high school, like I would like have a guitar in the closet, and like between teaching and shit, I'll just do my own thing and walk around. It's like a lot of fun. So recently, actually, I got this like guitar I've wanted for a really long time, Vox Apache, and it's like this. It has like built-in amp, built-in like drum rhythms. You can like control the tempo. There's like a bunch of rhythms in there. It's really fucked up. It's like annoying for anyone to be around me now because I'm like,
oh my god,
constantly just like letting it rip. It's a lot of fun though.
Sounds like something Dolphin would own.
Yeah, it's a very Dolphin-esque type of item. Yeah.
Nice. That's what I want to hear.
Awesome.
That's what's up.
So what else is good, Dolphin? We got more questions. We got where we at?
Dr.
Are you
Pep
through
in the
all your
step.
questions?
Oh, well, what was the other one? I don't know. The one that was super good. What was your favorite like? Oh, what was your favorite like toy growing up? What's like a toy that's left like the strongest impression on you?
Oh, fucking
As a child.
Bionicles, my dude.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's because
Bionicles.
y'all missed it, Shoji and Lumina. We had a deep conversation about Bionicle lore and comics and art. But to answer your question very passionately, Bionicles made stop motion animation really accessible to me, and that was my foray into multimedia art. Was because I was like, wow, you can combine like the camera and the Legos, and I can make like a music video, and I could drop in music, and then being able to edit video on like a timeline. That my best friend Saint PowerPoint, shout out Saint PowerPoint. He taught me how to edit on Windows Movie Maker, and that made it easy to switch to making like music in a DAW. So it was like Bionicles really made it happen. Bionicle plus camcorder plus Windows Movie Maker.
That's so dope.
How about you guys? What are your favorite toys?
It's a really good question. I feel like I want to say Legos, honestly.
Big time.
Because I just have so many fond memories of like making just giant like cities with like Legos, and like I got really good at like making houses with Legos.
Whoa.
And I would like build like giant airplanes and literally like this was before like they even sold like the little like sets in the boxes, you know. Like I would just buy like just a crap ton of Legos and just make all this stuff up, you know. So I feel like I want to say Legos. And I also had a moment where I was really obsessed with Bionicle too, but I feel like it didn't like hit me as much as like Legos itself did.
Yeah, I was big into like Lego Technique. I thought the Lego Technique series of Legos was very compelling.
Was that the one with like the kind of like sticky, like stick long pieces and like the gearish looking thing? Is that?
Yeah,
Am I thinking about the right thing?
Mechanics was like a big element of the techniques. You're correct.
Whoa.
I had techniques before Bionicle.
Very
Say what?
threaded Bionicles.
Say what?
I said, so literally they just got very threatened by the existence of Bionicles.
Yeah.
Lego, man. Lego is a hell of a company.
Yeah, they also have so many licenses to so many brands.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're almost like they were like the Minecraft before Minecraft.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
How about you, Lumina? Is there a like noteworthy toy that like left a strong impression on you? Do you feel?
Oh man, I had like stages.
Yeah.
There were different eras of toys. I think the ones that stick out the most though were I had my little family of Furbies, which I wish I still had, because now they like go for like so much money, and they don't even sell the original one anymore. I had like 2 regular Furbies and then like a mini Furby, which I decided was their child.
Nice.
That's sick.
They were kind of terrifying. Like they'd start talking to themselves at like 2 a.m.
Mm.
Oh
which
my
is
god.
why the era ended.
Yeah.
Because I was
People were
terrified
scared.
of what.
Yeah, a lot of people were scared of them. That's funny. Yeah, also
I
another
loved
toy
them
that
until they started talking to themselves at like 2 a.m.
Oh my god.
Claude.
Yeah, I would cry.
Yeah, I was like 7 or 8, so like that had to end. So then I had like a Barbie village, and when I say I had a Barbie village, I mean that like I would steal like Tupperware containers and all that, and like I got in trouble from my parents because I had like a little Barbie village in my house, which was just Barbies stuffed into Tupperware. So I'm like, this is their apartment.
Nice. That's so creative though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Furbies a lot too. Like I have a few now still. There's this one Furby that I've been
Do you
trying
still
to.
have one?
Yeah, I've been. I kind of still collect bullshit. like,
Are you
like I.
the long
Huh?
Furby community?
Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. I don't know. It was pretty cool at first. Now it's like everyone's doing it. They've pushed the bounds of the anatomy of the Furby too. So now I expect literally anything.
Oh,
There's this
yeah.
one. There's this one custom I saw that was pretty cool. It was like shrimp tempura Furby.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool one. There's this one Furby I've been trying to cop for a while though. That's like a Gizmo from the Gremlins Furby.
Oh
It's
my god.
beautiful, beautiful face. Yeah,
Wow.
really good looking
Hey,
animal.
I might be back later. Enjoy the rest of the convo. Bye.
Yeah, got you.
Bye. I love
Yup.
Getting
Lomita.
lit. Also, another toy that was like insane for me.
Wait.
was the
Shoji,
Tamagotchi.
hold on 1 sec.
Oh.
Quick Furby story. That Christmas that Furbies came out. I was in grade school, and everybody brought in Furbies for show and tell right after Christmas. Everyone. I was the only one that didn't bring in a Furby.
Oh, what year was that though?
I don't know. They all talk to each other. They trigger each other's.
It must have been maddening. Like,
oh my god.
The teacher went from everybody put your Furbies in your desk to everybody put your Furbies on the counter in the back of the classroom to everybody stick your Furbies in this closet to get the Furbies out of this classroom.
I could see it. Wow, that must have been fun though as a kid.
Yeah, that sounds lit.
I was very entertained. I thought it was hilarious. To this day, it makes me giggle, that story. Anyway, Shoji, what were you saying?
I was just saying that like another like crazy toy was that I loved was the Tamagotchi.
I like those. I had the dinosaur one.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I was very attached to it.
I had the first generation. Oh, you did it?
I felt very emotionally invested in my little dinosaur, so much so that I cried hard when the dinosaur died for the first time. And then when the egg came back, it was... I could still feel the feeling. It was like, oh, it died. Now, like, it's ruined. Everything's ruined. And then, like, the resurrected, like, dino egg was like sitting there on the screen, and I couldn't handle it. I just not coped with loss and rebirth at that point in my life, and it destroyed me. The fucking dinosaur Tamagotchi.
Holy shit! Damn, that's crazy. Damn, I feel like Tamagotchis taught a lot of kids about how to take care of something.
Yeah. I would definitely.
How did it die?
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't remember that. I probably didn't look at it for a couple of days, and like something happened, or like I didn't clean up enough of its poop because it would poop. You have to like hit the button to clear the poop.
Or else they get sick.
I remember like the poop would like pile up in like
Yeah.
tiers on the screen.
Mhm.
That stuck with me. I was like, man, how does it poop so much that you have towers of poop?
It poops so much. Yeah,
Oh
like
my
most
God,
of the
all the
screen would
poop.
just be poop.
What?
Yeah. Like most of the screen was just poop.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It's
Yeah.
like it was like
And
poop
did you ever have
Tetris.
one?
Say what?
Oh yeah, I'm actually really fond of Tamagotchi because I'm a big fan. I'm actually quite a big fan of Tamagotchi and like Digimon, like V-Pets
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like
Digimon was dope.
that. Even now, like there's recently the most recent V-Pet. Well, so essentially, Tamagotchi came out as a precursor to Digimon, but the market for it was like predominantly like girls. So
Right.
Bandai wanted to make something more,
Mm.
something like this. So they hired this artist, Kenji Watanabe, to do designs, and he pulled from a lot of like American comics. So actually, when you look at the original Digimon art, that's why it looks kind of like grimy and stuff. And the point was like to make it more appealing to like boys.
That's so funny. Yeah.
So they're pretty much like the same thing. And I'm
Yeah.
into both, but I'm definitely more. I just like Digimon a lot. So recently they released this new V-Pet called the Vital Brace. It's pretty much like a Fitbit with a virtual pet combined. So it's like
That's
you
awesome.
exercise, and then like your pulse and like your step count and like tasks and stuff like that count as like the food.
What's it
essentially.
called?
It's called the Digimon Vital Brace. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yo, I would kill that shit with how much rollerblading I do.
But it's good. No, it's because like okay, so there's like different.
I want that.
Yeah, there's like different routes. Like depending on like how much physical activity you do, your Digimon will evolve into like better versions or like a lazy version if you do like nothing.
It's $80.
Yeah, it's it's a bit. It's kind of an expensive-ish leaning hobby,
I need
but
it.
dude, it's fun as hell. Like, definitely highly recommend. I just
That's
coaxed
awesome.
another friend of mine into copying one like today. So
Yo,
it's good shit.
they should like hire you.
Yeah, obvious. No, 100%. I'll bring that shit.
You should be like a spokesperson.
For sure.
That's
I'd love
awesome.
to work for Digimon. That'd be fun.
Yeah, this looks cool. I'm into it. Yeah, because I used to have a Pebble watch, which was it looked almost like kind of similar to what this looks like. Yeah, but Pebble got bought out by Fitbit.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so one bites the dust.
Yikes! Yeah, capitalism.
Because like they had a lot of technology that was ahead of their time. Because like they came out before the Apple Watch ever did, or like any other smart watch. They were like the first one.
I do remember some YouTubers talking Pebble up
about the
like
Pebble
a lot.
That was cute.
Yeah, but I think those are my questions though.
Oh wow.
That's the Alex segment.
We're pretty close to the end. Shoji, do you have any topics that you would like to bring up? I have tons of topics. Oh, let's talk about Sonic Comp for a second.
Sonic. You know what's funny? I'm eating a Sonic burger right now.
Oh, sick.
Because I went to the Sonic restaurant.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if is the Sonic restaurant any way affiliated with Sonic?
No, but they like to play into it. They've made comments about it, and I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking of Arby's.
It's funny.
Hold on, I'm making a graphic for this topic. Sonic Adventure 2.
You know what they should do? That's just sorry. This is AWOL from your topic. Can I do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, they should do like fast food chains should do a collaboration, but it's not like a collaboration that you could get at the one store. You have to go to Arby's and pick up the bread, and then you have to go to Sonic and pick up the lettuce, and then you have to go, and then you do this, but it's the official collaboration. It's the only way. Can they do it?
You give them like a token.
They sponsor with big oil companies because of all the gas
Oh
money that
yes,
it costs.
yeah,
It's a
sheesh.
big, fun collaboration for the whole family.
Sheesh.
I love that. It's a great idea.
I think so. We should talk to Digimon about it. See if we get that collaboration going.
Digimon and Exxon.
Yeah.
It's like we're killing the environment, so all the animals will be digital.
Mhm.
Huzzah. Anyway.
Sorry, your Sonic comic. My bad.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Hmm.
Nope, it doesn't work. Hold on. Okay. Okay. No. Line. No, that's the first topic. I gotta scroll all the way to the end. This software sucks. Current topic: Sonic Adventure 2 compilation, sponsored by Virtua94. They're giving me money to talk about this. Thanks, Vic. Hey.
Turn up.
So I'm me and Shoji. Shoji, why don't you? I want to hear what your perspective on the whole Sonic comp is at this point. Aside from the fact that I'm late sending stems to you still.
It's just a couple of guys being dudes.
That's a great explanation. Can you go deeper?
You ever heard of Sega?
Nope. Yeah.
Let's just say
this is terrible improv.
let's just say they're about to get their shit rocked. Okay.
It's a great way to describe it.
Yeah. You see?
Where I told Alex
all I'm
about it
gonna say.
earlier in the show. We're doing a
Damn
cover compilation of the original soundtrack from Sonic Adventure 2, publishing it on Virtua 94. And
Which is basically what I just said.
yes. And anybody can submit a cover. Covers or all the covers are due on May 7th for publishing for the 20-year anniversary on June 19th, which is also Juneteenth.
Nice.
So Sonic and soap shoes and music, electronic
Gonna
music,
soap it up.
vaporwave,
Gonna live it up. Gonna stay clean,
and
hydrated.
and Shoji,
They should make like
I'm gonna get you those stems tomorrow.
Oh, dude, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I know we're cutting it real close, but I'm
okay.
working really hard for you.
They should make a more like a music centric Sonic game, like a rhythm Sonic game. I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah, that would be actually amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, that I could definitely see that happening. Kind of like have you ever seen that game where it's like a spaceship and you have to like align to the beat?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I feel like something like that would be like perfect for Sonic.
Totally. And dude, imagine those tracks. Those shits would rip like 100%.
Oh hell yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I just really want a Sonic game as the priority, a 3D Sonic game that's momentum based, because that's what Sonic was in the beginning. It was like you can like practice and like you can finish like a Sonic game doing like the bare minimum, but like if you practice, you can like use the physics of the game to like explore. And like I want that to be the adventure. I want that to be Sonic Adventure 3. And fans have made this before. There's
it's
plenty
more
of
concern almost.
There's plenty of fan games where it's 3D Sonic momentum based and it looks awesome.
Well,
yeah,
do you know what the name of those games are, or like one of them is called?
There's Sonic Utopia. There's Green Hill Paradise. Those are the two big ones that look the most impressive. Sonic Utopia was more like adapting the feel of the original Sonic to 3D, and Sonic Green Hill Paradise was more like pushing the limits of stage design and kind of like treating Sonic like almost like the I don't know how to describe it. It was like lots of mountains and hills, and you were like ramping off of like mountains and hills and stuff. Whereas the other one was more platforming with like ramps and loops in between the platforming.
Interesting.
But yeah, look those up, guys. Sonic Utopia and Green Hill Paradise.
What do you think is the best Sonic game?
Sonic
in your
fucking
opinion?
Unleashed, baby. When he turns into a goddamn werewolf
Oh,
and has
no.
a sword. Yeah.
Damn.
No, I don't know.
Is that your favorite one?
No, I remember that game only because like I remember going, this is like probably like mid 2000s, I guess, like going to a Blockbuster with my older sister and then her renting that, being like, oh, I want to play a Sonic game, and then us playing it and she being like, this isn't a Sonic game, I don't know what I'm playing. Yeah. Nothing like what you wanted. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yo, shout out to Saji, who's listening in on the Aqua stage in Discord.
What's up?
Saji is the best. Saji is
Shout
one
out
of the
followers.
most wholesome, friendliest, coolest guys I know.
Shout
AKA
out.
Lord of the Doots. He Doots.
AKA followers. Shout out.
Like and subscribe. Yeah.
Like in
I say that too, like my students, whenever, because teaching remotely, it's like you're a YouTuber now, so I'm like, and I teach in like the game department at NYU, so it's like I just log on and I'm just like, what's up, gamers? Like and subscribe.
How old are your students?
Old. Some of them are master's students and stuff, so they're not gamers. They get pissed. Yeah.
Like, damn
it.
That's
Yo,
awesome.
wait, can I be a student?
100%. We're all students, aren't we?
I'd say so.
Can I be your student?
Yup.
Nice. Look, how can I do that?
Like and subscribe, baby.
Oh, jeez.
That's how you do it.
I'm down.
You fell right into that one, Shoji.
Huh? Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but like, how could I like take your course or whatever?
Hey.
Get admitted to NYU, right?
I guess so, huh?
Or-
I mean, I don't know. I kind of just teach anybody, as long as you're interested and you're, really committed enough. Like, again, like I never really had, even like the teachers that were supposed to teach me, no one really ever invested time into me. So I kind of became the person who's like, if anyone actually really wants to learn something and I can do it, I just do it. I think more people need to live like that. I think if people just did that, we'd have a far less stupid world.
Can
Like,
you
alright,
teach us how to?
gamers.
Can you teach us how to draw soap shoes?
Yeah, hell yeah, I can.
Okay, good.
If you need the soap revival, hit me up for those sketches, those early sketches. Straight
Please.
up, Dolphin knows where to find me.
Please.
Damn.
Shoji, earlier in the stream, he was going real deep into a topic. Let me say this and bring Saji in. We were going over a topic and Alex was getting real deep about it and like really saying a lot of good stuff about it, and I totally missed everything that he said because a rare pair of soap shoes popped up on the internet for sale, and I spent the entire time he was talking to make an offer on the
It was
the
like
soap
my
shoes.
saddest fucking topic today too.
It
I
was.
like,
I'm gonna have to.
Dolphin was like looking at soap shoes on eBay.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it so that I can message you afterwards and be like, okay, that was good stuff. I'm sorry. Anyway,
That's so funny.
let me bring in
That's all
Saji
good.
real quick so that Saji can join us for the last 10 minutes of the stream.
Mhm.
Saji, you're on. I just opened the door
Yeah,
for
you're
you.
on Dolphin FM 103.5.
Just accept the
Dolphin
invite.
FM.
Anyway,
You're listening to Dolphin FM.
that's basically what it is.
That'd be cool if you
without
had
the
like
radio
bumpers
waves.
like that.
What's that?
That'd be cool if you had like bumpers like that and just like sound clips of just like
Yeah, you're right. I should make
extra stuff.
make stuff like that. I bet.
You're
You know who'd
listening
be
to
really good at
Dolphin
making
FM.
stuff like that? Theorister.
Oh,
Imagine if you made
really?
like a big EDM drop.
Oh.
There he is.
I didn't realize I had it.
Yo, what's up, Sir
You're
Dudes?
listening to Dolphin FM on Twitch.
You're listening to Dolphin now. Okay.
Saji's got
What's
a much
good, guys?
nicer voice.
Chilling. How are you?
I'm good. I was thinking about like what somebody was saying about like teaching somebody for free. I used to work at this hookah lounge, and there was like 2 philosophy teachers that came by, and I had a talk with them. They was like, "Yeah, you can just kind of go into a college and just say, hey, can I like learn here? You know, can I just like, you don't have to have like any kind of like enrollment or anything like that. You gotta just don't be a distraction and apparently do the work."
Straight
like,
up.
oh, that's pretty cool. You can just kind of just get all the education you want.
Yeah.
Just walking in and being nice to the professor, like, "Hey, I don't go to the school, but like, I really want to take this class. Can I sit in on this class?"
Actually, at Princeton University, if you look it up, they have sections of free classes that are open to the public.
That's awesome.
That you can just like enroll yourself in. And you can just go to Princeton.
That's sick.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's open to the public. Like anyone can just come, sit down, do the work and leave.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of this movie called Wolf Children.
Oh,
I don't know if you
I
guys
want to watch that one.
Oh, it's so good. So many people haven't seen it, and it's such a Hayao Miyazaki level of movie.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Watch it?
You can watch it. I don't watch it like any like streaming services. My homie had a DVD, and I kind of just watch it all online, But it's definitely has a lot of it hits you in your feels. I just say, just if you want some good feels, wholesome feels.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, really pretty film. Great color.
You guys ever seen Summer Wars before?
Yeah, same guy.
Yes, same guy. Same guy did Digimon as well.
Hell yeah! All right, we got a Digimon call.
What's up?
Nice.
What's up, yeah.
I never had a problem with the Digimon movie until people kept bringing up like issues with it, and I still don't.
No problems. It's a perfect movie. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was fun, and then he kind of came back and did Summer Wars, which was like the full version of Digimon. Yeah.
Great guy. I think he's working on another film right now. It looks pretty cool. It's pretty much like another third version of Summer Wars type thing, like internet aesthetic. Yeah, the avatars. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This dude's just gonna keep doing it till he taps out. I respect it so much.
Let me just do it correctly this time.
Yeah, 100%.
100. Like Summer Wars was so cool. Like the boss's name, Love Machine. Like, that's such a cool boss name.
Yeah,
I don't know for some, and they look like some kind of like Hindu god or something like that.
Yeah. It's just straight steez that movie, really.
Yeah.
High energy. Yeah.
And then, I'm not going to go too far into this. I don't know if I derailed the conversation.
No, it's like open topics for the rest of the show. We covered all the topics we wrote down.
Say it.
Oh yeah. Well, what I love about the movie is that when you're watching like the dinner scene, and it's just so like relatable, so realistic that so many people are moving around, and it's not super fluid, but it's like it captures like those quality moments, those quality frames that really like, I can relate to that.
Yeah, like
I've seen that before.
Type vibe,
yeah, it's so good. Definitely highly recommend it. But do you guys have any like films or anime films specifically that you guys recommend?
Oh, dude, have you ever seen that one movie? That Ghibli made, but it's like pretty disturbing. Studio Ghibli made it, but it's about like this little kid and his little sister, and like they're survivors of like the war.
Grave of the Fireflies.
The bombing. I forgot the name of it.
It's Grave of the Fireflies, right?
Yeah. The Fire of the Fireflies or something.
Grave of the Fireflies.
I'll write it down.
That's on my queue.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
That. Oh my god, that movie is insane, man.
See, I like Ghibli films, but I can't binge them. It's just
Oh yeah, it's hard.
I straight up, honestly, I don't. Even though I'm an animation person, I really don't like Ghibli movies that much.
I was expecting to run into people
heavy, like that, because the amount of work that goes into these films and the amount of knowledge and years of artists' like lifetime that it takes to produce a lot of that work. I like highly respect it, but I feel like it's kind of channeled into like a vacant space most of the time. Like I feel like a lot of the motivating kind of like facets of those movies just kind of like wash over people, and it's like done in such a voice that it feels like kind of moody and heady. So I think people kind of like really invest a lot of their attraction to these movies into that, but like I don't feel like narratively or visually it really does that much. Like I think maybe of those movies, like the Wind Rises does a pretty good job actually.
Oh,
Have
that
you
one
ever
kinda
seen
gets
Grave
a
of
little-
the Fireflies?
I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I've seen it. But yeah,
What'd you
it's a
think
good.
about that
But
one?
the thing is, go watch Barefoot Gen or some shit, like some
Ooh,
real.
goddamn.
Yeah,
Go dark. Go
some
dark.
real depiction of that shit. Like it's different. It's like you could do a
Wait,
better.
what's it called?
Barefoot Gen. It's a good
That's
one.
like nightmare. That's like nightmare fuel right there. That's like, oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can get
man.
bombed any
Yeah.
day now. That's like,
Barefoot
Yeah,
Gen.
real shit. Yeah.
I actually
that's
blown to
crazy.
smithereens in like instant. Like fucking
Yeah.
barefoot again. That's.
And also Miyazaki's just weird. He's just like too like I mean, he's his own artist. You know, everyone exists in their own vacuum. It's fine, but like I don't know. I just don't like the attitude he has toward just like art and like
I see
even
what
like
you mean.
artists in his studio. A lot of the time, like people, go to work on these projects earlier in their career. Like he'll get like people who are fledgling, but like stand out people in the industry early, and then the whole point of the work is to kind of make it seamless in this like Ghibli way, really. So a lot of their personality and their artistic voice is kind of like beaten out of them in the film. So even if you watch it back, like you'll be like, oh, I know this animator worked on this shot, or this animator worked on this shot, but there's really no discerning qualities there. And I feel like that's just like not that's
I
not
see what you mean.
yeah, it's not efficient, and it's not a really artistically sound way to work with others.
It's kind of like very factory like.
Yeah, in a really like dumb way, like a dumb motivation for that.
See, when I think of like Studio Ghibli, I think of it like as a Japanese, sophisticated in a way, more sophisticated. I don't say sophisticated in a way. Disney.
Yo,
like,
for sure. Yeah. That's pretty much. Yeah.
There's like, it's not like completely. Well, I would say it's more sophisticated. Yeah, I'll go out and say it, but it's not like. I guess
It's
sometimes
probably like the same as Disney, if anything. It's like it's pretty similar.
Like classic Disney. What's up?
Yeah. Have you guys seen that they made like a 3D animated Ghibli film?
Oh, dude,
I heard it got panned.
Yeah, dude,
that
it
sound
looks
good.
The son, Goro, right? Goro made this.
It looks
and
terrible, man.
Yeah. But have you heard like how Miyazaki speaks of his son too? It's horrible. He's so mean. He's like, yeah, I went to the film during the debut. It was shit pretty much, and I walked out. He's just like open about it. You're just not. Yeah, it's so sad.
Fuck this guy.
Wait, his son said that?
No, Miyazaki has this attitude towards his son. Like he just like doesn't watch. Like he like doesn't like. I think like most of the films he's made. I mean, there's some credit there. Like most of his films so far have been ass. But goddamn it, he's doing his best and he's living in your shadows. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine like your dad's like saying that. Like that sucks.
Yeah, it'd be sad.
The greatest moment in your life, and your dad walks out. I'm like, no, I just can't fuck with this.
It sucks. This is trash.
I hate this film. I hate the person who made it.
Like he doesn't know who made it. It's like, bro, you're gonna see
Whoever
me
made
later.
it.
He's like a single tear comes out his eye, and he's just smiling. Yeah, we all know how it happened. But yeah, this director I sent, in lobby, Masaki, whatever his name is, I don't want to say it. Yeah, I love this guy. I like his playful style.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen his films?
For sure. Yeah, like this is probably like I don't know. I feel like this is of like top 5 most important people in animation alive right now.
Think so?
For sure.
Wait, who?
For sure, no doubt. For sure.
Which one?
People are gonna look back at this guy and be like, he was on one all the time.
On the whole time, bro.
The fucking time.
Wait, who?
He even directed an episode of Adventure Time.
That guy.
The food chain episode. Yeah.
The food, yeah.
Oh.
That was
You guys are amazing.
That's dope.
at the time.
Have you
It
guys ever
annoyed me
seen
because I was very invested in the Adventure Time plot at that point, and I was like, "What's up with this art
is this?
episode? Get back to the
Yeah.
plot."
Yeah.
But
It's
like
That's funny.
by itself, it was freaking awesome. It was
Yeah.
there was so much work put into it. Oh my god!
That's
Great
crazy.
episode.
Get back to the plot.
Speaking of Adventure Time, have y'all seen all of Adventure Time?
All of it, yeah.
Uh,
Well, no, not the one
The
since the
last
season.
season I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, go watch that last season, dude. You got to go watch
Bet.
that.
Oh yeah, last
Alright.
season's crazy. But I haven't
Have
the
you
seen.
guys
last
seen-
episode.
I haven't seen
is
the brand
insane.
new stuff. I stopped. I didn't get to watch anything after the series finale
Like
Oh,
the
okay.
Disneyland
Yeah.
stuff.
because like there's
Have
like
you guys
new
seen
stuff
the,
where like I don't know more
Midnight
stuff
Gospel?
happens.
Yes, yes,
I still
Oh,
have that on my
man.
queue.
yes, Lord, yes.
Yeah,
I
Midnight
love
Gospel is insane, man.
It's cool. Yeah, yeah.
It's a crazy show.
that. No, it's
Great
cool,
idea.
but like when you think about it, like when you do some research on like what happened to the like what these characters mean to the person who wrote it, and
Mm.
also like you see who he's interviewing. It kind of like I talked about it with my friend. It's like the second time I watched it, I got emotional. The second time he said he saw it, he said he cried. I was like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because you kind of understand where they're coming from. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
it just seems like they're pretending to be characters, and they kind of are.
No. Well, yeah, at certain points, yeah. Mhm.
They're kind of it's
But-
kind of like a mix of both. They speak in their mind, but they're also
Yeah.
like pretending to be a character.
Yeah, like they'll be eating, like they'll be killing zombies and then talking about like their parents' death or something.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's every episode is about death. It seems like.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
besides the first episode, but every episode seems like it's about death. I'm like, yo, you don't notice it
Yeah.
because all the goofiness that's around it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pay attention sometimes because there's just so much going on. And you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, wait, what? And then
Yeah, I think it was an amazing show, but it says it's gonna be a season 2.
Oh, there is. Oh,
So apparently it's gonna be a season 2, but
Sick.
that's crazy.
All right, my friends, we are at the end of our show. It is now 9:04 p.m. Eastern time. We've been in here for 2 hours.
Large.
Y'all can
Best
stay.
show so far, right?
What?
Third one's the charm.
Oh, yeah. Y'all can stay here in Aqua Stage Live and continue the convo. Anybody else who's watching on Twitch is welcome to come. Just go to http://discord.dolphinuppercut.com to join the aquatic squad. We're in here, and bye.
Can I plug something?
Oh wait, yeah, fuck. Don't shut down. Don't shut down. Are you sure you? I forgot.
Yeah.
All the
So-
conversation felt so flowy. Go ahead, plug your shit. Our special
no
guest of the
sweat.
night.
Yeah. I wanted to think of a good joke. It was too soon. Okay, the real one. Yeah, follow me, I guess, on social. I mostly use Twitter. I'm at Little Baby Powder. Yeah, I'm also on Instagram, but I don't use it like that. But you can still hit me. Read my comic when that shit drops. It's gonna be fire.
I'm
If
so
you're into
excited.
indie comics, you're probably gonna bump into it because it's with a really cool publisher.
Woo,
That's all I can say.
woo.
Dude,
And,
can you
yeah.
link it in the lobby?
I'll link my social. Yeah, for sure.
Hell
Yeah, and hit me up. I'll follow you guys back. I'll follow you guys back who are in call. I won't follow everybody back whoever listens.
Wow.
To this. It won't happen. Sorry.
I love it. This is my favorite plug. One of my favorite plugs.
I'll follow everyone
Thank
that
you.
follows me,
Hell
but
yeah.
I won't tell you what my Instagram is.
Follow
But if
us
you
and
follow me,
Yeah.
and if you find me, I'll follow you back.
Like and subscribe.
Good luck.
If you follow me, I might not follow you back, but I will come to your house and I will show you my soap shoes.
Oh damn, I'm down for that.
Stay hydrated, guys. Don't work too hard. Take frequent breaks
I just
to
want to
prevent
plug one
burnout.
thing.
And Shoji's plugging the last thing, and then we're stopping the stream.
So this month I started watching the Jersey Shore for the first time.
Oh my god.
And I'm like really getting into it now. Just
Okay.
crazy because like I've always been so against the Jersey Shore like my whole life, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just watch it.
It was
And
so
now
good.
I'm like obsessed with it.
It was so good.
That's what we're closing the
Yeah,
stream on.
so that's all I wanted to plug.
yeah. Shout out to Jersey Shore.
Okay, this is my
Shout
new
out to
favorite
Jersey
plug.
Shore.
My new favorite
Sponsored
plug.
by the Jersey Shore. Please watch the Jersey Shore.
No.
That's it. Watch
Why?
it. Dolphin approved.